Well, this was unexpected, or was it? There have been rumors for, geez, I want to say it's been a year. There's been rumors that Trevor Linden was stepping down or wanted to step down. Now, I don't know if he pushed the button on this and said I want out, or if it was pushed by the Aquilinis, but Trevor Linden is out. Mr. Vancouver Canuck is out. And I'm not entirely surprised. I've mentioned in videos before how Linden looks like he's aged 20 years since he took over the Canucks. I think it was a very thankless job, and I think it was a lot less fun than he had hoped it would be, and probably less rewarding. And Linden's not a guy who looks for a financial reward. His idea of rewarding would be some success on the ice and off, and I don't think that either have matched up with what his expectation was. I don't expect him to go anywhere else. I expect him to be some sort of an ambassador for the team, because in the community of Vancouver, I think he's, and I'm just thinking about it, he's probably the most popular ex-Canuck, and I'm including the Sedins in that. Kirk McLean is always popular. Cliff Running's always popular as well, but I think Linden's on a whole other level. I mean, and I'm old enough to remember when he was drafted, and he was drafted number 2 behind Mike Modano, and there was that comparison of him to Modano, and he never quite measured up to it, but he was Captain Canuck. He was the face of the Canucks going to 94, and through that Stanley Cup final, and of course the iconic picture of both McLean and Kirk and Trevor Linden together after the Game 7, just so close, but not close enough against the New York Rangers in the finals. And that's the iconic image of Trevor. That's him bleeding Canucks. He was a Canuck his whole career, even though he moved around. He did end up finishing his career as a Canuck, which is really what he had to do. I remember when he was traded from Vancouver, there wasn't anybody who said, "Oh, good, we're glad he's gone." Wasn't anybody saying, "Oh, well, at least it's a change." No, people were pretty universally upset when Trevor Linden got traded. And when he came in as a president of the team, I for one was very in favor of it. I thought it was a good move. And now I wonder what the Canucks do. Like, I have definitely been on the more optimistic side of things with the long term, not the short term. I'm not looking at this season and saying, "Oh, the Canucks are going to be great this year." No. Going to make the playoffs? No. But I do think that there's a groundwork for a very solid team, possibly for the 2019-2020 season. But at the same time, this is kind of a surprising move for me, in that, Linden, it felt like the job wasn't done yet. It felt like the job wasn't quite done yet. And it's hard for me as a fan to look at this as anything other than a failure by the Canucks and I do put it on the Canucks. I don't put it on Linden. So I know there's people who've been critical of Linden, and that's perfectly fine. Everybody's entitled to have that opinion of any player, owner, manager, coach, whatever you'd like. But for me, Trevor Linden is the face of the Vancouver Canucks, and it's going to be weird not to see him now at the press conferences. I think he's been very honest. I think he's been very open with fans during this whole process of falling into a rebuild. No team, and I think about it this way, no team ever intentionally rebuilds. The question of how a rebuild works. Well, a rebuild starts because you mismanage your team, or via success, salary cap, and aging, your team kind of falls apart. Either way, that's usually how it works with a rebuild, and then you're, all right, well, we're tearing it down and starting over. Nobody looks at their team and goes, "Gee, I can't wait till a couple years from now we can rebuild and tear this whole thing apart." The Canucks are, I think, close to a respectable exit from a rebuild. I don't know where it's going to go. I don't know what's going to happen. But it is kind of a shame that Trevor Linden won't be a part of it. So, there you go. Trevor Linden is parted ways with the Canucks. They're saying it's mutual, but we know how these things work. They almost always say it's mutual, and then we find out down the road, either Linden pushed a button that caused that door to open and he got out, or the Aquilinis pushed a button and said, "Hey, we're done." So it's one or the other, and it seems like odd timing, doesn't it? Middle of the summer, and all of a sudden he's out. He didn't leave at the end of the season, so this seems like something happened. And we'll probably hear in the coming weeks and months what may or may not have happened, what may have been said, and who ultimately caused this to happen. But for now, what we know is he's out. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through, just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll talk to you again soon.